What's happening here, one of the trends happening here with this recession is that the packaging of stuff is changing, and I certainly have noticed that things are getting smaller. Now, we've talked before about the commodity issue, right? Cereal's more expensive to make, so they're going to give you less in a smaller box, but they're charging you the same thing. All this stuff is happening. So Peter Clarke is here, CEO of Product Ventures, to talk about it all. Why are things getting smaller?
Well, you mentioned it. It's the rising cost of goods, and it's putting a lot of strain on product manufacturers to maintain their margins. And unfortunately, in some cases, they're actually changing the size of their product offerings and keeping the price the same, unbeknownst to the consumers. We call this actually downsizing.
But the price hasn't changed. That's the problem, right?
Correct.
And I realize, I see that, especially in cereal. I feel like cereal is like the one biggest culprit in the whole thing. Your boxes are getting smaller, you're getting less cereal, but cereal is so darn expensive.
We're seeing it in cereal, we're seeing it in juice, we're seeing it in peanut butter. For example, in peanut butter, what they've done related to package size, and by the way, the whole reference to shrinking package and all that, there's been a lot of laugh in the media about it, but here's a scenario where actually package size actually does matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it has to do with people's dollars and cents, and I want to make sure they're getting a good deal.
Right.
But in the case of peanut butter, what they did with the packaging, see, I'm a packaging expert. I design packaging, I shape packaging for success for big brands. What they did is they deepened the recession in the bottom of the package. They call it a push-up. So the outside of the package remains the same. Looks like it holds the same identical amount of product, same price, but there's actually less product inside. So in a way, kind of trickery to the consumer, and that potentially caused some consumer backlash, which was why this is so topical right now. Is this downsizing, the changing of the package size. Why is this of importance? Why should we talk about it?
So what are the trends you're seeing then?
Well, along with downsizing, and there's right ways or wrong ways to do it, there's also right sizing, which is actually manufacturers re-looking at how they can change their product offerings to change that price-value equation. So that what they're doing is they're doing research to find out how consumers are actually using the packaging, to find out how to more efficiently store the packaging in people's homes, so there's not any waste along the way. So as you're buying and doing your shopping trips, the package is actually sized to keep up with your consumption patterns, to eliminate waste, which is a benefit to the consumer. But if you can make more fit on the shelf or make it ship more efficiently, it could be the benefit to the manufacturer on the cost of goods, and also could be a benefit for the environment as well.
Packaging to me is so interesting because I'm now at a point where I buy things for convenience, right? So I only buy the upside down mayonnaise and ketchup. Right. I don't like buying coffee cans anymore. I remember last time you were here, you bought the Folgers thing.
Correct.
I don't even buy that. I like the little bags because they fit. The cans are annoying.
Right.
So I actually almost feel like I'm buying packages over products these days.
It's true. I mean, it's all about the consumer experience. I mean, let's face it, national brands are more expensive, and you can always have the alternative of maybe a less sophisticated store brand at a better price. So the consumers actually expect the national brands to provide that value added.
Right.
So as a packaging professional, what we're actually doing is things like that, going out of the metal can to a plastic container, or adding value added handles, or proportioning the package so it fits perfectly within the fridge.
Right.
These are the types of things consumers expect. It also makes that point of difference for the national brands that survive on keeping that consumer loyalty when there always is a cheaper alternative on cost.
Yeah, like I'm thinking of my laundry detergent now. I'm constantly turning the darn thing upside down for that last cup.
Right.
There should be a better way.
Right.
Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just recently, in the last couple of years or so, we designed or worked with and helped Similac, who provides pediatric powder formula.
Oh yeah, I used to use it for the kids.
Right, so if you have a screaming baby in one arm, you're trying to get the product out or get the last bit of product, because that stuff's like gold, let's face it, it's extremely expensive. These packaging details are rounding the bottom corner so you can get the product out, or putting a living hinge on that so that you can do it one-handed. These things are recognized by consumers that says, you know what, hey, I'm time-starved. This makes a difference for me. I'm not really going to be looking at the dollars and cents of this if it actually fits better in my life.
But it's a balance, right? Because on one hand, I'm probably paying more for that stupid upside-down ketchup than me turning the bottle upside down myself in the fridge. And then the packaging, of course, costs more too, right? So those costs are being passed on to me, aren't they? In
some cases, yes, and in some cases, no. In some cases, the manufacturer just absorbs that, and for the purpose of driving brand loyalty and increasing market share. I mean, for example, the Similac, what they smartly did is they're offering the same amount of product per ounce, the same price, but you're getting less ounces in that particular package that has all these value-added features. Smart marketing move.
I understand.
And if you can get to scale, if the manufacturer can go ahead and change and remake their package to be more attractive, fit better in consumers' hands, work better, maybe upside down, get all the product out and so forth, and they can do it at a cost-effective way that they can amortize that cost over time, they're not going to pass that cost on to the consumer.
Right, because it's loyalty. I'm staying with you because I could use the product. I don't know why the toothpaste industry hasn't reinvented itself. That would be another one of my total gripes.
Oh, absolutely.
And
hey, I'll work on it.
Please do.
I'll work on it.
And in my kid's bathroom, it's the counter's white, but you wouldn't know it because there's toothpaste everywhere because it drips out.
It sticks on the counters and all that stuff. So, see, you know, packaging actually, believe it or not, is really important.
It would make a world of difference. Let's quickly talk about logos, too. Gap blew it. I mean, but blew it in like 4 minutes. I mean, it was a joke, right? They put the new Gap logo out. Everyone emailed in and said it was the worst thing they ever saw.
Which is a testament to the times. It's so interesting. Social media, if you get it wrong, that a single consumer's voice is amplified via the internet. Everyone jumps on, they blog about it. It's actually a good tool for manufacturers to stay keenly aware of what works and what doesn't work with their
but to me, what did it say about the company that the company jumped ship that quick? The company just said, all right, backlash that bad, we got to go. Why not, like, give it a week?
Right. These missteps definitely erode brand trust. I mean, there's a lot. Consumer confidence is shattered. There's been product recalls. They're really looking at manufacturers saying, are you going to get this right? And really, that's what we do. We work with our clients to make sure we get it right. We do our due diligence. We do research with consumers. We work with our clients to avoid missteps like the Tropicana debacle where they stripped away the orange everyone knows with the straw in it. These are icons. These
like Starbucks.
Right. Now, Starbucks just recently did this, so time will tell whether that will work. Now, I applaud them from a simplicity standpoint, which is another trend that's going on out there.
I agree.
Consumer time-starved, you know, there's just too much noise. If you can distill things down to a singular message.
But the name isn't on it.
It is not on it. So I'm hoping, and I'm guessing that they did, do their due diligence in doing research and found that the name wasn't necessary. So if you can actually strip away the unnecessary, you can actually cut through the noise where everyone's shouting and saying a lot of words, say fewer words and whisper.
There's a little bit of arrogance in that, Peter, because they're presuming the whole world knows what that thing is.
It's a siren, by the way.
Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
You have a cool you're in a cool business, sir. You got to come back. Peter Clarke, CEO of Product Ventures. Come back and talk to us about this stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tracy.
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Next time.